Are you absolutely furious about the Golden State Warriors' current predicament? Does it make your blood boil to see a dynasty seemingly stuck in neutral, desperately searching for that missing piece? Well, buckle up, because the NBA offseason is a whirlwind of whispers, and for the Dubs, those whispers are turning into a full-blown hurricane of potential moves that could redefine their future. We're talking about beloved fan favorites on the chopping block, audacious superstar pursuits, and the kind of high-stakes gambles that make or break legacies. Get ready, because we're diving deep into the trade rumors that could shake the very foundations of the Bay Area. First up, let's tackle a rumor that's hitting some fans right in the gut: the potential departure of beloved Warriors guard Buddy Hield. It's a tough pill to swallow, isn't it? Here's a player who, in just one season, snuck into the starting lineup and provided that desperately needed perimeter shooting. He made a real impact, becoming a fan favorite almost instantly. But in the cutthroat world of NBA roster construction, sentimentality often takes a backseat to strategy, and sources are suggesting that moving on from Hield might just be the only right move for the Warriors. As the Golden State Warriors aggressively seek to improve their roster this offseason, aiming to maximize the championship window for their veteran core, their market seems to have hit a snag. A significant part of this stagnation appears to be the lingering situation surrounding restricted free agent Jonathan Kuminga. Yet, even as the Warriors are poorly linked to veteran guards like D'Anthony Melton and Bradley Beal, the whispers are getting louder. Buddy Hield, with his affordable salary and desirable skill set, could become a pivotal piece in a Kuminga sign-and-trade deal very soon. The challenge for Golden State lies in the mechanics of a sign-and trade. While the organization initially sought a young player and a first-round pick in exchange for Kuminga, the market has cooled. This apparent coldness could force them to pivot toward acquiring a more immediate impact player, even if it's not a splash move. The critical hurdle? Salary matching. In a sign-and trade, Kuminga's projected $25 million annual salary only counts as half for trade purposes. This means another player would almost certainly need to be included to make the numbers work. This is where Buddy Hield enters the equation. With 2 years and roughly $19 million remaining on his 4-year deal, his inclusion alongside Kuminga would bring the combined annual salary for trade purposes to a little over $20 million. This figure could put them squarely in the ballpark of reacquiring a player like Andrew Wiggins, or even enable them to pursue a new star, such as Trey Murphy III. It's a painful truth, but sometimes, to take one step forward, you have to make a difficult decision and say goodbye to a player who has truly endeared himself to the fan base. This isn't about Hield's performance. It's about the cold, hard math of championship contention. Now, let's pivot from painful goodbyes to tantalizing possibilities. Does it fill you with a sense of longing to imagine a Warriors team with a dynamic, sharp-shooting big man who can stretch the floor and open up lanes for Stephen Curry? Because that's precisely the vision behind the next major trade rumor: the Golden State Warriors making a run for Lauri Markkanen of the Utah Jazz. Frankly, without sugarcoating it, the Warriors aren't exactly in an optimal position right now. The Western Conference is an absolute gauntlet, and unless the front office has a master plan to surround Stephen Curry and Draymond Green with significantly more talent, it's difficult to envision a championship scenario next season. They need help on both ends of the court, and they need it fast. In their quest to improve, Last Word on Sports recently floated an intriguing idea: a blockbuster trade for Lauri Markkanen. Markkanen, a versatile forward who can even play the 5 when needed, is one of the NBA's premier three-point shooters and has proven to be an above-average defender. The argument for him is compelling. Until the Jazz say they won't trade Lauri Markkanen, or he ends up going to another team, the Warriors will be a contender for his services. While his stats may have dipped in the last 2 seasons, Lauri needs a good passer's shine. He didn't have one in Utah. Markkanen isn't a self-creator, but he's still a good scorer. We've seen how effectively the Warriors can utilize shooting bigs. Just last season, rookie Quentin Post showed immense potential as a stretch 5 after earning some playing time. The challenge, however, is that the Jazz likely wouldn't be interested in taking on Kuminga directly, and the only viable path for the Warriors to acquire a star via trade might involve sending Jonathan to a third team. Will the Warriors be willing to sweeten the pot with additional draft picks to land Lauri? He's definitely a player who could be a game changer, But here's the rub, and it's a big one. Many don't believe the Utah Jazz will even make Markkanen available. According to NBA insider Andy Larson, the Salt Lake Tribune, prior to the draft, he didn't expect Markkanen to be on the trade block. While things can always change in the NBA, it seems Utah is committed to building a competitive roster around him in the near future. Larson stated on Locked on Jazz, "I would say it's more likely that he's here. I think, ultimately, the team is still going to view the situation as, we don't need to trade Lauri Markkanen right now. And the offers so far haven't been as good as they would like. So, I think, ultimately, it makes sense to just keep him. He's still a very good player who likes playing in Utah. All the reasons why you gave him the contract still hold true. So, while the dream of Markkanen in a Warriors jersey is certainly captivating, it might remain just that, a dream, unless Utah's stance dramatically shifts." And finally, let's talk about the rumor that sends shockwaves through the entire NBA landscape, the one that makes you question everything you thought you knew about basketball allegiances. LeBron James in a Golden State Warriors uniform, playing alongside Stephen Curry. Does that thought fill you with sarcastic amusement at the sheer audacity, or a genuine thrill at the prospect of an unprecedented super team? Rumors continue to swirl about Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James wanting a trade. While he hasn't publicly stated a desire to leave, the whispers persist. James, still undeniably one of the league's elite players, finds himself in a challenging situation with the Lakers. And while the Lakers might not be championship contenders right now, it's tough to envision a scenario where James could simply jump to another team and instantly land on a contender without some serious maneuvering. However, if he were to try, a few teams immediately spring to mind, and at the very top of that list are the Golden State Warriors. The idea of him playing alongside Stephen Curry is a fantasy for many. Last word on sports. When examining ways for Warriors to improve their offense, proposed this very idea, suggesting that adding James would be the best trade option, both on and off the court. They wrote, "If we talk about best trade option for the Warriors, one name will always be on the list. There have been ramblings in the past several days that LeBron James might not be happy with the direction that the Los Angeles Lakers are taking. Pairing him with Steph Curry would be a dream scenario for both of them and fans around the league. The proposal suggests a move might require sending a player like Jimmy Butler the other way for salary purposes, though the exact details are always complex. But as they put it, James is still a better player and a superstar despite his age. He might be able to get a bit more out of Kuminga as well. It might be an elusive dream for Warriors fans, but nothing is certain. What makes this rumor particularly potent is that it's not entirely new. Reports during the trade deadline confirmed that the Golden State Warriors had indeed made calls about James. Shams Charania of ESPN stated, "The Warriors are legitimately calling about every All-Star player. You just named the All-Star player. The Warriors have probably called about them. Paul George, they've made calls on every star, and that, of course, includes players like LeBron, players like Kevin Durant, players like Jimmy Butler. They are making calls. They are dead set on trying to find another star player, superstar player with Stephen Curry." That is another subplot to this trade deadline as well. While it doesn't sound like the Warriors ever made a formal offer, a recent report from ESPN's Ramona Shelburne and Brian Windhorst indicated that the Warriors and several other teams considered making an offer for him. One Eastern Conference executive was convinced James wanted out of LA. They wrote, "A handful of teams, including the Golden State Warriors, who tried to trade for James in 2023-24, considered again whether to make an offer," sources said. Nothing has materialized yet, but the fact that the interest is real and has been reignited makes this an unthinkable but not impossible scenario that will keep the NBA world buzzing. So there you have it, a deep dive into the Golden State Warriors offseason chessboard. From a painful but potentially necessary sacrifice of fan favorite like Buddy Hield, to the alluring yet challenging pursuit of sharpshooting big like Lauri Markkanen, all the way to the truly seismic, almost unbelievable prospect of LeBron James joining Stephen Curry in the Bay. This offseason is proving to be a masterclass in strategic maneuvering and high-stakes decision-making. What do you think of these potential moves? Which trade excites you the most, or which one makes you cringe? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this breakdown insightful and want to stay ahead of all the breaking news and rumors, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support keeps us bringing you the exclusive content you crave.